Good afternoon. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the notification bell. And today we got ourselves a quality check with the Model 3. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Well, all right, we have ourselves a quality check with the Model 3. It used to be Tesla's best-selling vehicle, but from what I'm seeing now, everybody's interested in the Model Y. But the Model 3 is a beautiful vehicle, and this is what I own. Let's check out this Model 3. It has the upgraded wheels. Let's take a look at the left side. And also it has the white interior. So, okay, so we do have ourselves an issue. This bumper sits up a little bit, and I don't know if I can show you, but yeah, this bumper, there's an issue of this bumper. It's supposed to be flush with the fender there. Now let's continue on. So we have one issue so far that we found. Now let's move along to the right side. Let's take a look. Now let's take a look at the driver's side. I would prefer if this gap was a little bit tighter. And let's take a look at the interior. Let's take a look over here. Yeah, this door is not flush. It feels a little bit weird when you rub your finger. Check to see if it's flush, and it is flush. Let's check this gap over here, and it's tight. That's what we want to see. Let's see that this light charge port door is flush. Beautiful. Moving along to the right side, and it's flush. Beautiful. So the thing with the Model 3s is there is a paint imperfection located right here, but it looks like they've touched it up. So I guess that Tesla has gotten a word that the paint defect. So you probably won't notice it. But I find this really, I don't know if it's the color, but is this black and this black the same? I don't know. It looks like this is a different shade and this is the dark black. What's going on? I don't know. Is it me, or this black and this black? Like, what? Okay. Never seen that issue before, but yeah, tell me what you guys think, because from the look I see, those black, it looks like two different blacks. All right, so I'm gonna have to give this a fail, because that two different blacks, and yeah, that's something that's noticeable. All right, so let's move on to another Model 3. All right, so we have this white Model 3, and let's take a look at the left side. Let's take a look at the hood, and let's take a look at the bumper, and then on to the right side. So far, so good, and these are the upgraded wheels. Now let's take a look at this gap. It's nice and tight, and that's what we want to see. And this has the white interior. Remember, after you examine the exterior, that's when you want to move into the interior. You want to check the center console. You want to check the seats, the steering wheel, the glove box. And then move on to the back seats. Check up and down the seats. Make sure there's no scuffs. And then check your trunk. Depending on when you order this vehicle, you probably won't be getting the charge port anymore. The mobile charger anymore. Tesla has chosen to have that. Well, I guess they're trying to save a little bit of money, but I think it actually is a horrible decision, and they should reverse it, because not having a mobile charger is very bad, especially if you get in emergency situations. So this black and then this black is a match, so I'm glad to see that. This gap over here is fine, but I do see a little bit of paint, a little bit of rough paint over there on that left side. Let's take a look. And now let's take a look. Charge port door sits in a little bit, so that is an issue. Now on to the right side. And let's check the paint imperfection. And it looks like it's still there, but it looks like they've been touching it up. So I guess somebody over at Tesla has gotten the word to get that paint imperfection touched up. And let's move on to the right side. So, yeah, so I like this Model 3. This has minor issues, but I still will be giving it a pass. Now let's move on to our final Model 3. So, all right, we have ourselves yet another Model 3, and guess what? It's the Performance. It has those uber turbine wheels. Let's take a look at the left side. Let's take a look at the fender. And let's take a look at the right side. The thing that you'll find with the black paint is that it does show swirl marks. And if you look closely, you can see some swirl marks. Taking a look at the right side, and look at that. That looks like a little scratch over here. Like, what is that? I don't know. So, yeah, the black is horrible when it comes to swirl marks. So I strongly advise you, if you're getting the black, your first upgrade should be paint protection film. I want you to paint protection film the whole vehicle. It's basically a little protectant that it provides a shield from any rock chips, scratches, or anything like that, and it will preserve your paint. But it's going to cost you about $4,000 to do the whole vehicle. It's a lot cheaper if you do it yourself, but it is a little pain. So now let's take a look at the right side. And yeah, this vehicle has a whole bunch of swirl marks, so wow. Now let's take a look at the interior. And then, okay, this door pokes out a little bit. And it is flush, and it is flush. Now let's take a look at this gap. Holy moly, look at the gap. Like, what's that? You can fit your finger in there. Wow. Oh my God, charge port door. Another thing, if you're ever getting a Performance, make sure your spoiler is attached on properly. I've seen times when the spoiler wasn't attached on properly. So look at the corners, take a look at the lights, and let's move over here. And remember what we said about the spoiler not being attached on properly. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it, but this spoiler is not attached on properly. There's a little bit of a gap right there. So it should be sealed tight. And yeah, so looking over here, this panel over here, and taking a look over here, see if it's flush, and it is flush, and it is flush. But unfortunately, due to the size of that gap, this definitely gets a fail. And guess what? It's the Performance model, the more expensive trim. So Tesla, it doesn't matter where you're getting the more expensive version or the rear-wheel drive. You are getting the same type of build quality. And there's been other vehicles that are built better than the Performance. So remember, take your time, walk around the vehicle at least 5 times. Bring a friend, get a second opinion, record your visit. Bring a notepad, mark down any errors, and give it to your sales rep. If you need a checklist, go to www.electricbuyers.com and you can download yourself a checklist where you can bring that with you during delivery. All right, so that's all I gotta say. So thank you and have a nice day. Hey, would you like to win a Tesla Model 3? All you have to do is like, share, comment, and subscribe. And one lucky subscriber will win a Tesla Model 3.